Good day, Internet, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Wordz, and where the faces, there are the faces. And let Mr. Tessa Somok in. He's late. He forgot the intro. He missed the intro. But I see Whitney Salgado is here on time. What's going on, Whitney? Hope all is well with you. Let us get into it. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic. We have been doing this for 131 weeks in a row, non-stop, every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. If you would like to see any of our past open mics, you can find them on our Facebook, YouTube, and on our Twitter. And if you happen to be watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, or on Twitter, you can join us on Zoom. The number's on the bottom of the screen, 279-995-3664. We would like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. You too can help us with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute or hitting us on the Cash App, New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Tonight's theme, dun, 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 National Boyfriend Day. It is my girlfriend's favorite day of the year. And it'll be the first time that we're celebrating it together because last year we weren't aware of it. And this is really awesome too because this is the first time that I am streaming from our new place out here in Brooklyn. I'm excited about it. We haven't done much with the walls. You may hear an echo. Things got to be worked on, but we're not here for that. We're here to hear poems about National Boyfriend Day. Okay, now if you did sign up and you don't have a poem that is on theme, which I'm sure is going to be many, if not most of them, it's totally okay. You can share whatever you're feeling, wherever you're at in life. You're like, I got this poem in me, it needs to be heard. Feel free to do so. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, our upcoming themes, like next week, Indigenous Peoples Day. After that, Boss. After that, Diwali. We've never done anything like that with the New Year, so I'm excited to see what happens with that, and so on and so forth. November 14th, no theme. It's been a long time since we've had no theme. So all of that and more can be found on my Instagram and Twitter. Look me up at Advocate of Wordz. When you spell words, that's with a Z, because poetic license. And of course, I got a YouTube. I got some cool things on there. Make sure that you check it out. Okay, let us get into the rules. Please turn your cameras on, poets. When you perform, we want to see your beautiful faces. We want to see how expressive you are with your words. And we want to see if you cleaned your room. So make sure that you turn your camera on so that we can see you perform. We're looking to simulate an in-person open mic as much as possible, even though it's online. Poets, please have your poems ready. We have a lot of people on our list tonight. We want to get to them in a timely manner. So if you are going analog and reading off of a book or a napkin or a piece of paper, make sure that you have that near you. Or if you happen to be reading off of a digital device, make sure that the file is open to your poem so that when I call you, we could get into your poem. Also, poets, you got 3 minutes to perform. Now, 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes to perform, and you've got 30 seconds to introduce yourself. Let the people know where they can find you online. Don't give away too much because I know a lot of our poets tonight have their hands in a lot of cookie jars. They're doing a lot of things, including their own workshops and their own open mics. So make sure you let the people know where they can find you online so that after you do your poem, they're going to fall in love with you and follow you online. In terms of censorship, put the kiddies to bed. Some of my poets tonight will be using mommy and daddy language. And on a more serious note, some of the poets are going to be sharing things that could be incredibly vulnerable and possibly triggering. The founders of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe believed in freedom of speech. They were looking to build a safe space for people to share their art, and art is not safe. So just want to let all of y'all know there's no censorship tonight. And after our poets literally and figuratively cut open the main artery in their soul and pour it into their poems and then share it with us, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself so that you can give them love. Be obnoxiously loud with your love. Who cares if your neighbors get pissed off? They should be in the Zoom call with us anyway. Okay, our list is closed. Signups begin 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you would go to our website, newurican.org, and click Full Events Calendar. Then you would click on the date that you're signing up for. Next week is October 10th. After you click on that, you would get an artist RSVP ticket. It is the only way to place yourself onto the open mic list. And for those of you who signed up tonight, most of you know that it opened up 45 minutes late. We still don't know why. We're going over that. I have no idea. It was set to open at 8. Nonetheless, at 8 p.m., it should be open next week. It mostly is. And the only way to get on is an artist RSVP ticket, not the view RSVP. Only the artist RSVP will get you onto our open mic list. Later on, because I want to get to the poems, I'm going to talk about the workshop. Let's write a book of poems. It is kicking ass and I love it. And then later on, I want to talk about the hybrid open mic. Part of the open mic is going to be people inside the cafe. The other part is going to be people joining us from Zoom, and we're going to project them on our big screen. And tonight, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson, who is our producer, is going to become the most popular person in this Zoom call because you're going to be able to sign up for the hybrid open mic if you are joining us from Zoom. Only Zoom, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later on because right now I want to get to this list. There are some changes that had to be made at the last second. Tanish Kaur, who is a fantastic poet, unfortunately, she's not going to be able to join us tonight. There's some things that she has to take care of. If you see on the left-hand side of the screen, Elemental's supposed to go in the first half. He's being bumped over into the second half because he's doing a collab with someone. And then if you look in the second half, we have some people whose names are in black, like Alejandro. I think this is going to be Alejandro's first time with us. Shout out to you. I hope you're going to enjoy your night. Eager to hear you, brother. Indigo Pie returns to us. Our sister out in the Philippines. Man, we haven't heard from her in several months. Also, Carmen G. I don't think Carmen has ever joined us. Welcome, Carmen. We're eager to hear you. We're always interested in new voices. Brittany Knapp. That name sounds familiar, but I don't think Brittany has frequented us a lot, and maybe only one or two other times has been on the Monday night. Either way, it's been a really long time if they've even been on here. So looking forward to hearing Brittany. Then there's Nick Austin. Wait, I think Nick may have been on here too, maybe once or twice, or maybe it was just checking out the poetry and didn't sign up. Either way, welcome, Nick. Eager to hear you. And then we are rounding it off with Kimberly Anderson, whose name I saw. She was one of the first people to log in tonight. So Kimberly, I know you're ready. We are going to stick around and listen to you. But first, let us get to Deadpan Lizzie. Let us kick this off with the beanie god herself. It has been cold in New York City, and I have been wearing my beanie. Deadpan, it's a pleasure to see you as always, sister. Let the folks know where they can find you online, and let's get into your poetry.
Good to see you, brother. Beanie Blessings community. Yes, it is finally beanie season. I am so happy about that. You can find me online, and I'll change my Zoom box afterwards, ES_Strauss on Instagram. I did write this for the prompt. It's called Humanism. It's a thesis poem. Why do we fear humanism? Why do we fear experimentation? Why do we fear each other? I may be a power lesbian among many others here on this earth, while we try to roam with our heads held as highly as we can lift them, day by day, minute by minute, occasionally underscored by the Doobie Brothers, with all of our history running through every single fiber of our being. My past includes male lovers and partners by choice. I have never been afraid to explore my erotic and sexual intelligence. My brain and my body has connected to many genders and both sexes at different points in my life positively. So why do I continue to be shamed by those who choose to not advance their studies? We do not get to dictate each other's journeys. It'll always be our private business if we choose to delve into where our psyches and hormones lead us. What a wonderful thing. The spectrum of gender and sexuality is not a sprint. It'll always be an ultra marathon without a finish line, where labels will change or may be obsolete. We are ever changing. We are human. We are unique. We are only ourselves. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Deadpan Lizzie, y'all.
Let's go.
Lizzie.
And way to set it off in here. Let's go.
Quick Q.
Thank you
Way
so
to
much.
go.
I like that. It's my own journey. It's my own journey. Deadpan Lizzie, you can find her at E_ES Strauss, right? Did I say that right? Like, all right. She's going to go put it into the chat. Those of you who are here on Zoom, make sure that you open up the chat. People are always saying nice things about you after you perform, and that's where they're going to put their social media handles where you can find them online, because I know right now you're listening to the poetry. You're not typing anything down or writing like you're going to be listening to this next man, Mr. Tessa Somok. Let me unmute him, a bard amongst poets. Brother, a pleasure to see you. As always, let the folks know where they can find you online. Now let's get into the fire.
All right, my friend, folks can catch me on Instagram under Gaseous 2019. Our dear friend passed on Saturday, and she really liked my I'm Not Your Chihuahua series, so I had to finish part 7. Radical Rabies, Rabia Radical. I'm not Juan Colorado, nor el Aventurero, not even your Cuaco, el Huracán. We are rabid rancheros enunciating a strategy between postmodern, post-colonial concerns and dominant normative discursive formations. We are in the metan commentary and the metan articulación, the cultural identity of outrage, sadness, cynical humor, right discursive practices transversing the borderlands. No longer in Chico Mostoc, the 7 Ks of Aztlan, nor the archaeological site of La Quemada in Zacatecas, Mexico, nor the celestial Alta Vista Observatory located in Chalchihuites, Mexico, AD 100, located near the Tropic of Cancer, one of the main astronomical observatories in Mesoamerica, perfect observation of the sun, equinoxes, and solstices, as you mow the leaves of grass by the hills of Chapin, Pedregoso, and Picacho. Now, the nomadic roach coach Aztlan that centers Chicano cultural and political practices can be found on any main thoroughfare with their power obelisk of propane tanks, always desiring our lunches with the burrito mechas, with the nostalgic bottle of Coca-Cola, with the flip cap, not the twist off, with real sugar, and bottle in Mexico only. Lingering desire to remend history, to reconnect, to go back to an original moment, not to linger beyond the death of an occupied territory, to be finally buried in Itechnotlazin, Tlalpachiwi, Ipan Terra Nostra. Tlalpachiwi is to be embraced by the earth like the 8 million from the smallpox in 1520 to the 15 million from Salmonella enterica, known as paratyphus C in 1545, to the final collapse of 2 million in 1576. Such is the rabies that bites and spreads frothing radicalness in the streets, in the hearts, and in the confrontations. In peace.
Unmute yourselves and let's give some love to Mr. Tessa Somok.
Yeah. Mr. Tess. Always raising the IQ. Also, rest in peace to the great Donna Snyder. Indeed.
Mr. Tessa Somok, you could give him a follow, Gaseous 2019. Shout out to Donna. I don't know who she is, but I'm seeing a bunch of you know who she is and became friends with her. So my apology, my condolences on your loss. If they've got anything, a memorial on her or something, or if people here can check out her work, please put it into the chat so those who are interested can take a look at her work. Because I'm trying to balance everything and host and see what people are saying, but apparently she did something every Saturday or a workshop of some sort that many of you enjoyed. So shout out to Donna Snyder. Gaseous 2019, give Mr. Tessa Somok a follow. All right, let us continue on to one of the sweetest people in our community with the scariest name, Tara Lee. Tara, it is good to see you, sis. Let the folks know where they can find you and your book online, and then let's get into your poetry.
Hey everybody, it's good to be back. I'm gonna show off my business card. I don't know if y'all can read it, but you can find me at taralee.com. That is TERRA leigh.com, and I'll put that in the chat afterwards as well. I'm gonna get a little vulnerable, and then I'm gonna read from my book. So yeah, let's do this. This first one I actually wrote today. Here I am. I placed a hole in your defenses with my confession. Bricks of our memories lay all over the place. I'm sorry. I'm trying to put everything back into its place. I've mixed respect with giving you space into a cement, but I don't know what I'm doing. You were the one who laid our foundation. You taught me the way to keep building, but now I'm the one cleaning this mess. I've always followed your tutelage, so please come here and show me the steps to save our friendship. That's that first one. Yeah, I finally got that on my system. And now I'm gonna read from my new book, The Girl on the Swings Transparency, which you can get on Amazon, and I'll post the link in the chat for you guys. This one is called Wild. I don't fit into any of society's pegs. I speak a different dialect. I love staying home, reading and writing. Swinging a sword is my exercise. My Pinterest is full of Japan pics, favorite bands, and anime. I have a board dedicated to tiny homes and one solely for God. I drive 40 plus minutes to support my friends, and the emotional door is always open. I cannot lie. I will not lie. Honesty has become a middle name. I know what my future should look like. Been chasing dreams since 3rd grade. And my eyes may wander, but I never get sidetracked. I am a rare breed, fashioned to stand outside the norm. So society calls me wild. Thank you, everybody. You can get my new book on Amazon.
Tara Lee, give it up for Tara Lee.
Yeah. Let's go, girl. Let's go.
I feel like Tara put it in an extra gear today. You know, there was a lot that I enjoyed from her poetry, but I quickly wrote down the first line from that first poem. I placed a hole in the wall of your confessions. Oof, that right there. I don't know, maybe I paraphrased it a little bit, but oof, that line right there. From then on, she was killing it. She's got her books on Amazon. Go look up Tara Lee. Tara, make sure you put your info in the chat so that people know they could give you a follow. Okay. I don't know how we follow that. Yeah, I know how we follow that. Only one way to follow that, and that is with the OG, the true Lower East Sider, the man who has more claim to this open mic than I do, and that is Paul Skiff. Oh, wait. He has disappeared from my, well, let me unmute him from here. I can't see him on my Zoom box. I had to look him up for a second. Paul Skiff, the true Lower East Sider, the Jedi Master, as we like to call him. Brother, it is a pleasure to have you on as always. I hope all is well with you. Let the people know where they can find you online, and then we ready to get into the Skiff verse.
Hey, thanks for that invite. I'm actually having a crappy day, but who cares? I just have this one weird thing. The me you see, you see, so reflectant it makes sense, third guess itself, clash and street defiance, shutting the man up. Log on, boot up, tune in, sign out, register your account. Hope electricity flows. Riding in an avocado, smelling the inside out. Microphone animal listening to the buzz. Answer the doorbell, heart shock, next moment, rhapsody repairs the aftertaste split. Day the same, one more chance, one more the same day next. Sliding sideways is my name. Never mind, constantly. Tra la la la, doom's birthday. Moral master, aristocratic false front, sitting in the first row psychotic, evacuation misstep nova on the brain. Remember the almost, satisfy reluctance, give up forever. Pleasure juice fortnight, chafing a spectator's eye, dwelling on the details of coming, rhythm hips weightless on the in-between, naked pope swizzles the porcelain hoosgow. Day the same, one more chance, one more the same day next, sliding sideways is my name. Never mind, constantly, tra-la-la-la, doom's birthday. Experiencing dissociation, at least the afternoon swallowed by a pill. Intrusive thought befuddles the sun from haphazard. The day the same, one more chance, one more the same day next, sliding sideways is my name. Never mind, constantly, tra-la-la-la, doom's birthday. Authoritative malcontent, arguments in the shower, innuendo on the stain, naked on the screen, nude across an adscape, malvertising shoppertorial, pigging out the value proposition, emotional soup recipe. Lady Gaga scuba diving in the volcano. The list of ingredients recites a cause of cancer. If you think that was it, don't believe so. Death complains it cannot find Jimmy Hoffa. Day the same, one more chance, one more the same day next. Sliding sideways is my name. Never mind, constantly, tra-la-la-la, doom's birthday.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Paul Skiff.
Yeah. Jedi master.
That was amazing.
Wielding his pen like a lightsaber. Let's
Amazing.
go.
Wonderful.
It's like a trance, right? Like there's such a rhythm to it, and like that's what I enjoy about poetry too, is the sound to it. So if you feel you missed anything, guess what? Could go on to Facebook and YouTube, look up New York Poets Cafe, get to re-listen to that, get to re-listen to any of the poems that you heard tonight. Check out Paul Skiff, Skiff Graham on Instagram, paulskiff.com is his website. Make sure you go check it out. A true Lower East Sided OG of the New York Poets Cafe. And, you know, he knew the founders well, and he knows so much history about the cafe. So make sure you go link up with Paul Skiff. Paul, thank you, brother. I hope that tomorrow is a much better day. And I saw a couple of people jump in the chat talking about that they had a tough day today. I'm sorry about that. The weather was crappy here in New York City. I don't know where you're coming from, but I'm sending out good energy. I hope that everyone has a much better time from this time forward. And as y'all know, Mondays are the circus, Thursdays is the therapy. So Thursday, make sure that you go see Ray Jane. She's good at that. Y'all want to act wild and foolish? Hang out with me. You know, you need some extra love, and you need someone to, like, you know, ease you through the week. I promise you, go check out Ray Jane. That's our next open mic on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Okay, let us get into it. Veronica Taylor is back. Dun, 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 dun. Let me unmute her. Veronica, it's been like a week or two. What happened? All of a sudden, you had a party life on Mondays? Where have you been? We have enjoyed your poetry. Let the folks know where they can find you online to remind you to come back every Monday, and then let's get into it.
I'll leave my Instagram down in the chat. This is untitled. My vanity has become her own. She no longer lives in the concealment of my bedroom. She walks, talks, and even breathes in spite of me. To my surprise, She speaks kind words. Her smile is effervescent, yet her mind is dim, appeased by the simplest pleasures, because she knows her discomfort is yet a crack to be sealed. Some days I stand in front of her and I stare. The image she sees is ugly, bitter, self-loathing, and just angry. She knows I can't help but fade in the presence of others. I must hide behind a brightness which could never reflect in me. I am but a shadow. Every day I chase behind her as she plays this absurd character. I have yet to catch up to her and take full form, but some days I'm glad she's there. It hides my loneliness, my worst fears, my grief. My vanity is love. She gives me the love I am afraid I'll never have. She protects me from my own destruction. I live in her cold, flat dimensions as she walks freely, a soul of her own. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Veronica.
Yeah. Veronica, good to have you back. Good to hear your poetry.
There are so many quotables in that. I always say, I am sorry for whatever y'all are going through, but I'm loving the poetry that's coming out of it. Veronica Taylor, she just put her stuff into Instagram. Is that I dot Veronica Taylor? All right. So the letter I dot Veronica Taylor. Go give her a follow on Instagram. Veronica, we're here every Monday. Please come back, okay? Please. I enjoy your poetry very much. I enjoy it. All right. Let's keep it moving. Next coming up is Messiah, a mainstay member of the community, a mainstay on Thursdays, now a mainstay on Mondays, a mainstay at Hybrid. There we go. There we go. We got him unmuted. Brother, let the folks know where they can find you online, and then let's get into it.
Thanks, Advocate. My name is Messiah Payne. You can find me on Instagram at Messiah, Lorence. I'll put it in the chat when I'm finished. So the poem I'm going to read today is a little poem about meeting yourself in the afterworld. It's called I Stand in Between Worlds. A shadow claws across your face as you, motionless, begin to surrender. Your delicate hands amass a tender trembling, your body bathed in the serenity of a world between. You are preparing in your alley to observe first what yields with time, and second, what persists when your heartbeat pulses with the slow burn of the eternal. Your eyes express finality as they close slowly. You open up like a flower that blooms into infinity, and you begin to sense me, the way an infant comes into an awareness of life, encompassing your faith. Death claims you, whispers to you softly, says that you're ready, and brings you to me. Where do you wish to go, I say, but you stay silent, petrified, and unwilling. I ask for your hand to take you toward the path that will lead you to your next life. Now you must choose. Where will I go? No matter where you go, your soul will take on new dimensions. Think of it as an education, a transformation that takes your soul in a different direction. I want to be free to love again. Freedom is a state of being that requires many lifetimes, and you will not have begun to understand until you take on form after form, edifying the recesses of your essential being for the possible eventuality of freedom. But now you must choose. I want to be with my love. Can we be together again? If you'd like. Here is a path to an incarnation where your love will never perish, as you will see him again, and your soul's memory will come into a fullness that awakens you into the ground upon which your soul serves. And the other paths? All paths are informed by the karma you've accrued in your life. You have done much good, but you have also done some wrong. Here is the path that leads you to a lifelong asceticism, an avowal of seeking your soul's liberation, while in another lies a life of sacrifice, taking care of a family that only seeks their own fulfillment at the cost of your happiness. But it is a life that will teach you the final lessons of temperance and submission. These are a part of your dharma, but what you wish for is love. Yes, to be free in love, that is what I most yearn for. then you must only stand near the path with clarity, drink from the threshold's waters, and wait. She entered the path and drank the waters. A field of energy enveloped her. She took on the gilded colors of an ablution by fire. Then she looked back, unsure of her decision. And so I asked her once more, "Are you certain this is what you want?" And with renewed conviction, she said, "Yes, without him, my life is for naught." Very well. And I left her to her fate. I stand at the intersection between worlds. You could prepare your soul to meet love again. You could prepare your soul for your meeting with God. Perhaps a life of toil awaits, or perhaps a life of greater joy and recompense for a former life of suffering. Maybe your suffering continues as the lessons which serve your soul have not been heeded. The lessons of the soul are often so subtle that it absolves wisdom in favor of something much deeper, and you often miss it. So that when you come to me, the choices you make come with the clarity of timelessness, with repercussions stretching across aeons. I only serve to ask. You must decide. You choose. Thank you.
Woo! Give it up for Messiah.
Messiah. Yeah.
Damn.
Messiah doesn't know how to
Let's
not
go.
come with fire. He comes with fire every single time.
Tell him,
Every
MJ.
time.
Tell him.
MJ Blackwell in the Zoom building. You know, if there's one person who's going to outlove our poets more than Elemental, it's going to be MJ Blackwell. And it looks like she's even in transit. Shout out to Elemental, who we're here later, but shout out to MJ Blackwell and shout out to Messiah. While I was listening to his poem, I kept thinking to myself, I kept thinking of Doctor Strange, and I kept seeing Doctor Strange's body there, and then his astral form leaves, and I think that's how Messiah writes his poems. He sits there, his astral form leaves, he writes a poem, plops it down in front of his body, comes back, wakes up, he's like, oh, gotta sign up for the Monday Night Online Open Mic, gotta get me on some Thursday Night Online Open Mic. Go follow Messiah. Messiah, put your info into the chat so that people can know how to get to you. Woo, let's keep it going. Next coming up, we go into the left coast. We go into a woman who has her hands in a lot of cookie jars. We're going to a woman who is about that poetry life, not just with writing and sharing, but reading and paying attention. I first became aware of her because she broke down someone's poem and they had been using it in Afra, and she said, ooh, is that in Afra? She put it in the chat, and I was like, who is this Finn Bell woman who picked up on that? Finn Bell. Finn, it is good to see you. Oh, Finn, I'm going to say in front of everyone, do you have time to talk after the open mic?
Unfortunately not today. But
okay.
Yeah, let's do it this week, please.
Okay. Also, I'm sending love to you as well, Finn, because I saw you put in the chat, like, you know, when Paul had mentioned it, you're like, yeah, you know, it's a challenging time for you too, whatever you're going through. We love you, Finn. I'm glad that you're here. The space is yours. Let the people know where they can follow you online, and then we're ready for your poetry, sis.
Thank you so much. I am Finn_Bell on Instagram, and this poem is called Nereid. I start the first line of my letter. I stop. I sip. I start the first line again. I want to tell you, I want to say. You see, love, I was in the produce aisle and I stopped to think of you. No, scratch that, too obvious, too needy. Hey, sweetie, how was your day? What did you do? Yes, that sits better inside the limpid pool between our lives, connecting rivulets of thought permeate the fissures where our ghosts touch hands. Yes, it's still safe here where I commit to only vague interest in your life, not the rising of festering chill and water overwhelmed, leagues deep inside your gaze. Do you know? Did you know in that photo that you sent me, your eyes and the ocean are in the same family of blue? Your eyes crinkle at the edges, as if you were prone to stare defiantly at the sun, challenging it day after day, conquering the waves and subduing them, as your board cleaves the liquid away from foam. I love those deepened lines around your eyes. I love every curve and peak to your body. I love you. No, scratch that as well. That is too much too soon. What do I say next? I wrote a poem the other day where you might have been Neptune himself, and I was a Nereid, who pined for you, spied on you among the eyes, secreted away with me in the shallow tide pools. I was the supplication itself offered to our brothers and sisters, a wish for you in your human form, a youth unmarred and shining. As your fish's tail dissolves, does your desire for your beloved, the sea, fade alongside it? Misted saltwater memories scattered and lost amidst the sand. I want to become her to you, your lovely sea in your subconscious. I hunger to be those sirens tangled in your hair, echoing about your ear, waves crashing your slumbering form, to know the sensation of caressing you. I cannot say these things. You need not know me in this way, ardor coupling in heat, pressing weight into my words. I start the first line of this letter, I stop, abashed in legs, silken tangle, crowding reverie. I sip from my cup. The sweet and bitter silt at the bottom is you, mine, all mine, not mine. I promise not to flee Neptune if you remain perfect God figure in frieze relief, swallowed in your jealous waters and the looking glass sky. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourself. Give some
Wow.
love to Finn Bell.
Wow.
Jealous glass.
Wow.
Damn it.
That was
And that
beautiful.
was incredible,
Elegant.
Finn.
Who does that?
Always,
Just
Finn.
that
Always.
elegance
Beautiful
So
stuff.
beautiful,
through the
Finn.
looking glasses eye. Just beautiful.
I was gonna sit here and say, like, this open mic is so unfair because, like, I'm sure there's a lot that I missed because I kept hanging on one word and one line, and then when I returned, I'm like, wait, now I have another line to hold on to. But we can rewatch all of it. Finn Bell, go give her a follow. This woman is amazing. I love having her in the community. Finn, put your info into the chat so that people could click the link because they were too into your poem to be writing down where they could find you. Finn Bell, give that woman a follow, a mainstay member in this community. And we have quite a few here who are awesome, like Doug Silver, who's not even on the open mic list, but is coming to check us out. I appreciate you, Mr. Doug Silver. I also see Marsha Rivera. I saw her name in here. Shout out to Marsha Rivera. DG Clearing. Apparently, he's at some slam and listening to us. Also, you may have heard someone's voice in the back contended with MJ Blackwell in Elemental, and that is the voice of Idionga. That woman always comes in and gives us so much love in person, and we give it right back to her. Love having you here, Idionga. My brother in Japan, Poetic, I see you out there. He's always giving us loves, getting up real early to hang out with us. Who else? Denisha. This woman, Denise. Wait. Where'd she go? Every time I say her name, then she pops up 30 minutes later. Where is she? I know I saw her here before. I lost her. I'm gonna find her again. I'm gonna find because she's always checking us out. But shout out to Tanisha. Hope all is well with you. We have a bunch of people here. Like, hi Diane Ward. I love me some Diane Ward. Okay, listen. All right, Marielle is away right now. I am waiting for Diane to leave her husband for me. And then I'm gone. I know I just moved into this apartment with my lady. It's our new home. But I swear if Diane Ward calls me, says, I'm a free woman, I'm out. Okay, let's continue on before I get in trouble. There are other people I want to give shout outs to who are not on the open mic list but are listening in. But I do want to get to our general, Mr. Speaker. Love this dude. Got to see him at the last hybrid. Love having him here in our as part of our community. Like I said, this is the type of dude that you will run into a brick wall for. He is our general, Mr. Speaker. Brother, let the folks know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
Good evening. Oh my goodness, that lead in and this poem don't go together. So. And then I'm following Finn Bell, who just gave this melodic. Listen, if you're easily offended in these 3 minutes, you want to go ahead and mute right now. I'm just telling you. Dixman. Ladies, women, I come from a long line of Dixmen. Men friends who look at sex in a different way. See, baby, we don't play. We always get it in like it's the last time we will ever get laid. Dicks men are taught at an early age to use every muscle during sex. Don't be perplexed or take this out of context. All options are open on this route. See, a Dicks man, a true man friend, is not finished until you tap out. Your sexual satisfaction, sweetheart, is what we're all about. We initially undress you with our eyes while making love to your brains with our voices. No hands yet, but plenty of attitude, sometimes altitude, while searching for your gratitude. We are groomed, trained, and raised to understand sexual satisfaction. No retraction. See, we make love to the standard, not to time, baby, with no distractions. 2, 3, or 4 positions if you can. See, baby, it was a Dixman that inspired Aretha Franklin to write the line, "You make me feel like a natural woman." Play music or not, I am beating that punani into submission with one condition, your permission. See, Dixmen make love to Jews, Buddhists, Muslims, or Christians. But first, baby, sign this waiver. And then even the atheist will be calling for her savior. See, this is what real Dixmen do, you hear? We have sex like we've been in prison for years. Find me and my well-trained brothers at 1-800-DICK-'em the fuck down. Satisfaction guaranteed, and may your next orgasm be because of me. Now,
Mr.
Okay.
Speaker.
Okay.
Well,
1-800.
Okay.
1-800-DICK.
and then there's that.
Let's go.
I warned y'all, some of our poets like to use mommy and daddy language. It happens. It is a part of the human experience. It is what it is. Make sure you go give Mr. Speaker a follow. Yeah, I wasn't ready for that one. I'm ready for you to be a general and, talk about that stuff. Then here you go, becoming a gigolo. I didn't know. Mr. Speaker, go give him a follow online. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Next coming up is Lady Siren, who we haven't heard from in a while. And I think, Lady Siren, you've only been on twice with us, right? Or once?
I've been on twice. I think I was a viewer and maybe I performed once, or did I perform twice? Maybe I've been here 3 times and I performed twice.
Okay, I've definitely heard you. So you definitely know the deal. You definitely know you're supposed to be here on Mondays. I don't care if the world needs saving. You put it on pause and you came out with us because you are fire. Nonetheless, please let the folks know where they can find you online so they can remind you what goes on Mondays, every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then let's get into your fire, sis. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Peace and blessings to you and to everybody under the sound of my voice. I truly appreciate this space and all the love that I see flowing just from artist to artist. The world didn't need saving last Monday, but my whole world needed saving last Monday. So my daughter needed me. So yeah, I am back and feeling better and I'm ready to poet, guys. So I am the PKA, poetically known as Lady Siren, and I am a perfect blend of feminine and fire. And today we're going to venture into the feminine side with butterflies and coffee. He's like a shot of coffee right into the bellies of the butterflies in mine. They cha-cha alongside my excitement, brushes up against my love, grabs it by the hips and immerses it in heat. I didn't think the rush could get any quicker than this, but I feel spirited, come alive with wonder, and I wonder if his butterflies are glowing like mine. Can they spotlight the dance floor bright enough for you? Have our shadows and tango flirting in tune too? Can they catch my rhythm the way you do? Put a song in my grasp while you grip. There's no cadence more fluid. Sprawled between these sheets and our music lies you and I. The perfect fifth lives in sound, found 2/3 along the way of you saying my name. We embrace along frequencies, hella beautiful. Fluttering amidst the intervals is my heart beating, beating. Pull me into you while I press you into me. I want to sway in unison, two-step into eternity with you, dip just below the baseline and melt into your gaze. Can your eyes dance with my smile? Choreograph moves worth learning. Retrace my steps to the playback of your memory. Let your lips leave lyrics, lilting and laughter, putting lazy Sunday mornings on a loop while you teach me to perfectly play your soul sequence. I'll always be willing student for you. Place your hand upon mine, caress my wrist, linger in your instruction and strum the strings of my passion. Play me beautifully, loudly, play me beautifully, loudly, and on repeat, and in all the ways a woman like me deserves to be heard. Butterflies and coffee. I like that shit.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Lady Siren.
Oh, there it boys. Like, come on, boys.
That was so
Siren,
beautiful.
tell him, Siren.
You didn't want it to end. You didn't want it to end.
Yes.
Lady Siren, put your info into the chat. They did not want it to end. Let them know where they can find more of you online, you know, and I'm loving it. Yo, Elemental, man, I can't even hear you. Idionga and MJ Blackwell's just drowning you out with the love. Step your game up. But all y'all go give Lady Siren the follow. She's going to put her information into the chat. And after you follow her, you remind her, it's Sunday evening. Make sure you go sign up. Go sign up because we need to hear you on Monday. All right, let's keep it moving. Next coming up is, where is he? Where is Generalissimo? Why can't I find Generalissimo? I feel like my Zoom is acting up. Paul, can you see Generalissimo? I saw him here earlier. Oh, he's unmuted. Oh, there he is. There he is in that beautiful hat right there. Generalissimo, my man, mainstay member here, the Monday night and Thursday night online open mic, and many other communities across the internet. I see. Brother, let the people know they can find you online, and let's get into your poetry.
Before I go, I just want to say, Finn Bell, that was such gorgeous poetry you read, and also, what is your name, Lady Siren? I really dig your stuff. What a perfect follow-up to Mr. Speaker to have Lady Siren after her. That was like maybe unintentional, but it was perfect. So y'all should definitely do a duet together. So let's go ahead and read two poems that I recently wrote in Amanda Villanueva's workshop. She has a workshop on the 1st of every month called Sangre Pura, Sangre Nueva. If you look her up on Eventbrite or just text her, she'll give you the link to her to how to register. So the first is called Because the Price of Postage Stamps Has Risen Exponentially. When you came back to my place a second night in a row, you commented that my bed wasn't fully made. I explained that I never tucked the covers into the mattress because I like to sleep with my feet outside the sheets. Even in the winter, if the covers are tucked in, getting out of bed can be a chore. That next morning after you left, I realized how claustrophobic tucked in sheets make me feel. I had only made up the bed in anticipation of your return, and your return for as long as we lasted. Making the bed was like preparing a journal of secret love letters by turning the journal to a fresh page and leaving it open in the desk drawer to write a new letter every morning after you walked away. That day would be another day of us living our separate lives while in the throes of infatuation. The second the sun peeked through the blinds, you woke, showered, dressed, and sometimes we drank coffee together. After you left, I wrote you a love letter, turned the page, placed the book in the drawer, shut the drawer, went about my day, and hoped there'd be another love letter in our future. Then just one more. It's called A Self-Portrait Painted with Thought. My every noisy emotion get splashed onto an imaginary canvas made from an abandoned wooden door I found dumpster diving. My art gallery has mosaics made of other people's junk that finds a home inside my psyche. I transform personal turmoil into rejection, recycled, and the type of surreal beauty that can only be felt through dreaming and chasing windmills. Dumpsters outside high-rises on the Upper East Side filled with a lifetime of belongings are a goldmine for this emotional artist who creates art in his mind rather than in a studio with canvases or paint or any tangible media. My life retrospective exhibit will have a line around the block opening for the opening night at the Guggenheim. All the walls will be blank with description cards of the art instead of actual art on the walls. Before the night is over, everyone there will see something they threw away from their life. Thank you.
What an
Natalie
ending, Kip.
Simone. Wow.
Damn,
So
man.
nice.
Bro, come through then. Let's go.
So nice.
What an ending. Jerry Lee Simo, make sure that you go give this dude a follow. He hosts his own open mic every other week. Make sure that you check it out. It's right before this one. Jerry Lee Simo, we love you, your hat and your poetry and your spirit and being part of this community. Thank you very much, brother. Jerry Lee Simo. All right, next coming up is someone who is new to our open mic, and that is Alejandro. I believe he is new. Let me unmute. Yep, he is unmuted. Alejandro, this is your first time rocking with us. Is that correct?
Hi guys, it's nice to see all of you. I hope you can hear me.
Yep, we hear you loud and clear. Where are you located, Alejandro?
I'm out in Queens.
Oh, Queens. Queens. Listen, New York City is the most diverse city in the world, and Queens is the most diverse borough and the most diverse city in the world. Shout out to Queens. But I understand y'all get a bad rep because of the Mets. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get a bad rep because
Look, we don't even know about the Mets either, bro. It's fine. Nobody cares about them.
No doubt. So Alejandro, you see how we doing? You let the folks know where they can find you online if you have any social media, and you got 3 minutes to rock out. Welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic. The floor is yours.
Copy that. Thank you guys. Man, this is really stacked against me. Holy shit. Everybody was so amazing. I just gotta say thank you for accepting me. I'm gonna try to read 2 very short ones ish. So I hope that goes well. If you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram at the Purple Mayan, the PURPOEMAYAN. And the first one I'm going to read is right now. It is more quiet today, echoing winds from winter's fall that makes beating hearts scared of a sky in purple blackness or the tentative snow that would be shared in glass eyes. There's now more silent harmonies, broken only by deep breaths for past long-lived, and empty nights filled with incense and books. There's moments where it would have been madness. You could ask me where the silver lining is. I'd say it's somewhere after winter. Thank you. I have one other one. I don't know if it fits in your theme of boyfriend day or kind of trying to feel in love or whatever, but here's another one. So I hope you guys like it. I wanted you to find me in the abyss to fix something that wasn't broken. Every day was a self-imposed flow. See the chips that scream at me and tell me I am perfect. I am indifferent. I see the words in an ancient language and tattoo them on my arms so people can think I am strong. Every million words dot the monologues on my wrists, hoping somebody would fall into the abyss with me. Thank you.
That was on theme. Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Alejandro, y'all.
You got it. You are one of us.
Fall into the abyss with me. Come
I
on.
opened up the back door.
Beautiful.
Every Monday.
Yo, Holly Gooch out-yelled Idionga, MJ Blackwell, and Elemental. What is going on today? Shout out to Holly Gooch. Shout out to Alejandro. Alejandro, as you heard, the community let you know that you messed up, brother. You messed up. You see, they claimed you as one of us. So that means every Monday you're going to have to come hang out with us now. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care if you found the love of your life and they want to go out on a date with you on Monday. No, you coming to hang out with us, brother. Thank you, Alejandro, for your poetry. Make sure you put your info into the chat so that people can give you a follow. You have made a whole lot of new friends and followers, I believe. Okay. Let us now introduce another mainstay member of this community. So mainstay, he is now a producer and staff at the New York Poets Cafe, and that is Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. Ron, please let the folks know what you got going on. Oh, and to let everyone know, they are going to hit you up later, not right now, but later if they want to join us on the Zoom portion of Hybrid, but that's going to be later. Right now, we just want to hear about Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. Brother, what you got going on?
Thank you so much. Before I go to myself, I just want to remind everyone that the New York Poets Cafe has programs in person and online almost on every day of the week. Advocate will tell you later about the monthly hybrid open mic and the karaoke coming up this Saturday. I'll be, of course, at both. Karaoke is co-produced by myself and Paul Concasso, your host. I'm sure we're going to hear from him later as well. But this Saturday, also, we have a special event at 3 p.m. Memories of Miguel Algarin, one of our co-founders. There will be live performances, testimonies, an open mic, and archival footage. And it's only $5 for an in-person ticket. So if you're in New York City and will be in Manhattan, please, stop by and celebrate Miguel Algarin with us. I put that information in the chat. Personally, you can find me at Ron Mark Thompson, and my organization is Bronx Art and Fun Up at BXAFH. I will be leading a writing workshop later this week, which I will input into Eventbrite by tomorrow morning. So if you follow my organization, you will be made aware of it. And lastly, allow me to recommend Art in the Basin, which is a very small Bronx-based organization in the Bronx. They will be returning to their own version of hybrid open mic tomorrow in a small cafe on Broadway and 238th Street. I'll be running the tech for that and maybe performing as well. You can join us both via Zoom or in person. I put the Eventbrite info. It's free to attend. So please come on out and join and support us. All right, going next to our next performer, which is Indigo. I hope you are there. Yes, you unmuted yourself. Indigo, it's been a while, and I think the last time I introduced you was at one of Finn Capillari's, Finn Bell's open mics. I'm so happy you're joining us from out of the country, from the Philippines. And some of us, hey, welcome back. And it is National Boyfriend Day here in the US. I don't know if your poem is to theme. Some of us do know your boyfriend, Lacan. I don't think it's a secret. Right, so I had to confirm that, by the way, but I don't know if your poem is on theme. Welcome back. Introduce yourself to everyone, and then it's your 3 minutes. Go ahead, it's all yours.
Okay, first of all, yes, I have a boyfriend, but this blush is because Paul Concasso just said, I simp in you. No, Mr. Concasso, I simp you. Anyway, hello, my name is Indigo. I am from the Philippines. I used to be here every Monday, and then life took over. Now I'm back. I have one poem and one poem alone, and yes, it is about that boyfriend. If you don't know who my boyfriend is, somebody will tell you, or you've met him before. Yeah, mutual sympathy. Anyway, the Moon's mailbox, my new poetry collection, is for pre-order tomorrow. So if you're not following me anywhere, you can get in on that. New York, I think I'm gonna have to have you guys do like a bulk order, people shipping. Anyway, my poem. I think the smartest thing you've ever done was wait for me even if I tried running away from you perhaps. That's only because you are the only one I would ever hold this year. I can smell the coffee you make for me at 3 in the morning when you should be asleep, but I'm awake because I work on it. I see you pick up around the house when I'm too tired to even pick up a broom and the cat has done something yet again. I hear you when you tell me that I am not my insecurities and I am beyond any issues or oddities I might have because my auntie made another comment about how cat. I face you in more ways than one when we are the only people in the room and when we are proving our love in a way that only the fire will show. Most importantly, perhaps we speak. When I touch you and you touch me, things are never the same. Even the slightest squeeze of the hand on a fat train is so much. And that is why all of my senses know I love you for this. But if at the moment I'm your girlfriend and not you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Indigo. Let me ask everyone to unmute yourself and please give a round of applause for Indigo.
Yeah, Indigo.
Very, very,
Yeah.
very nice.
Okay.
Go Indigo.
Very good.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. I'm glad to be home in a while.
And you're welcome, and thank you for returning to us. Please come back more often. Keep supporting us, Indigo. Very nice you're here. We do see your Instagram handle in your background. I think some of it above is a little bit cut off, so feel free to put the rest in the chat, but so glad you're here with us. All right, coming up next is somebody, according to what I remember, my notes, it's been a while since we heard from you, Lamar Mitchell, but I'm glad you're back with us. I know it's not your first time. I'm so happy you're with us, though. So, Lamar, please reintroduce yourself to everyone and go ahead with your 3 minutes. And where have you been? I hope you've been doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing really good. My name is Lamar Mitchell. You can follow me on Facebook at Khalifa Mitchell. I'll put it in the comment section later after I'm done with my poem. Okay, so the poem I'm going to read is called Swallowing Guns and Dynamite. Off the dome, my family was plucked off the top of the purple haze tree, injected resurrection for the air and the empty ampule that made me. La Cosa Nostradamus saw the hippopotamus and the ostrich mate with the Centaurus, metaphysical carnage, the carcass of the Secaucus 7 when the Caucasus Mountains crumbled into subatomic garbage. Therefore, a civilization became a pixelization of face recognition blurs, identity coiled around the DNA rope of a simian stir, souped up primordial Campbells a la Andy Warhol pinked out, puking 1,000 mountaintops into a wormhole as a hyperlink groupthink drought. Poker in the Warrens, coked up Feebles Muppets meet my dark crystal, shatter my glass heart in the beach sand as sunflower monkeys wash ashore with the cripples. Vlad the Impaler, shish kebabbing brains on a bamboo pole, expand loopholes, get lost in a rabbit warp while Playgirl bunnies stand sumos, going dumb on them like selecting Colonel Kurtz as my case manager, centipede catheter, slithering amongst liquid spear waltzes with outer space scavengers, accruing astronaut garbage that NASA littered from our superheroine armor. I'm the pink Power Ranger, arming the Powerpuff Girls with chargers from Osama, loose cable box, grid lines wriggle animated, dead thoughts Gordian not up, giving cornrows to dwarven sadists, conquest like Kent Kanye's hairstylist, mileage in my Moorish kicks, concrete nebulas graduate truants to the juvenile troglodyte formlessness. Universe forms around an orchid, but still a cerebral clitoris pulsating like a Martian's temporal lobe throbbing, requiem for a religion, the cult's craven. Adults graze in the infant grass ranges, helmed by the sickle John Barleycorn. Murakami's Anunnaki fetus bag of harmfulness ruining the artsy porn. Nazi storms of sandcastles built where the waves break, stop-gap the freight trains. Dream penis like your snake fangs around my saint brain. Know I'm blessed with the thunder lungs like Ray Jane, howling eternally, silent automatons with stuffed mouths I create slang. Hate games ground on the Blade Runner, I retire all veterans without pension. Terrell cord, gump feathers, flying with the beheaded reverends along the LGBT spectrum. If the aftermath is merely 4.0 GPA trigonometry, it ain't rocket science to see pre-calculated schemes dissolve in the third world poverty. The aim was the embryo. Benjamin Buttons building walls around Mexico. Trump Le Monde, Mundos Vol Decipi, Robber barons of the breaded flow, redlining the red giant stars from the monopoly board. Collect 200 and pay 5,000 in restitution, going directly to jail with the democracy whores. Thank you.
Whoa, everyone, please unmute yourself. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All that West Coast fire.
Thank you.
Costa Nostradamus for real.
Costa Nostradamus for real.
Come on, man. Come on.
Damn, yeah, take a breath, Lamar. Like that, I think that's what we missed. Now I remember you from months ago. That this, on the point, shot fire like lines, like my goodness, wow, amazing. I'm so glad you're back with us. Please keep coming back, and in the chat, let us know how where we can find you if you're on social media. Thank you so much. All right, I think I'm going to introduce our next performer as well, which on my list is Carmen. I don't see your video on, but let's see if we can unmute you, Carmen. Yes. Carmen, is this your first time with us here on Mondays?
It is my first time.
Well, welcome. Where are you Zooming from? Not your exact address, but just a general area or region.
I'm from Ohio.
Wow, okay, here we go. We're going national again. So welcome to the New Regan Poets Cafe. You see how it's done. First, introduce yourself to everyone, and then your 3 minutes, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
I put my handle in my name, but I'll put it in the chat. You can find me on IG, and I will be performing a freestyle piece that's untitled. There was something soothing about the bass in your voice. It would lure me to sleep, even though I wouldn't sleep a wink if I heard any type of noise. I could hear the faint tick-tock of the clock 2 rooms away, the muffled steps of the downstairs neighbor walking to the next room. Yet, each syllable, pronunciation, and deep, tender word lured me to sleep in such a way that I did not dream, for there was no need. Why dream when you're near me? Why dream when I am in bliss, even when unconscious? When that voice reading me science articles filled with words to add to my vocabulary. They created a melody that wraps me, and a warmth that has stayed with me, that has carried me through the night that I have been unable to sleep. The times when my body has shaken for days, crippled with anxiety during my waking hours, filled with nightmares during my medicated nights, yet a single touch, a button, play. The soft bass filled my canals with a story that I did not know the origin. What matters is the way those words enveloped me, soothed the shaken, tired limbs, cradled the endless thoughts, until they could push down and gave me, and my mind, a soft sigh. One that allowed me to sleep, safe in the bass. That was you, that was you, that was you. Who knew what I felt, whose eyes would soften knowing the fragile strength that I used to push through the day. It was you. Who knew that your bass would give me a moment of clarity, a moment of secure love. It was you that saved me with your bass. And yet, it was me who pushed it all away. Now on those nights when my body has been shaken for days, like a martini I did not ask for, I am thankful that I can still move a finger across the cold screen of mine and tap play. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Carmen.
Oh man, let's go.
Carmen. Poetry, Carmen.
Nice.
You know what it is.
Yes, you know what it is every Monday. Every Monday you need to be here. Welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Carmen representing Ohio. Big ups. Make sure you put your info in the chat. Oh, wait. No, she has it right there. Hermosa Nugget, right? Well, I just lost her on my Zoom. My Zoom is acting up today. Now I see Denisha. Hi, Denisha. We shouted it out before. I didn't see you on my Zoom, but I knew you were here. Shout out to you. Why did I lose Carmen? Did she leave? Did Carmen leave?
No, Carmen has her camera turned off, but she's still here with us.
Okay, yeah, that's so weird. It's acting up. Usually I could see people who don't have their camera, who have their camera. Oh no, I see her now. I see her. Her car. All right. So go give her a follow, Hermosa Nugget on Instagram. Also shout out to Lamar. This dude got words for days. He got bars for days. And shout out to Indigo Pie for returning. I hope all is well with you, sis. And also real quick, I'd like to unmute everyone so that they could give it up for Rob Mark Thompson. Can we unmute ourselves and give this brother some love?
RMT! RMT!
Yo.
Ron does so much work behind the scenes. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. Real quick, I do want to get into this because some people have come late, and this is the Monday Night Online Open Mic. You should already know where you at now. If you are watching us on Facebook or YouTube, which we are streaming on, the numbers on the screen, 279-995-364. We still got about, like, I think 7-8 poets left, so come hang out with us. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Also, you can give me a follow on my Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. Look up Advocate of Words. When you spell words, that's with a Z, because Bronx hip hop, what? Even though I live in Brooklyn now, right? You see what love did to me? Don't fall in love. I left the Bronx. Oh my God. Our sign up list is closed tonight. Sign ups begin 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you would visit nuyorican.org and click full events calendar. Then you would click on the date that you're signing up for. Next week is the 10th, so you'd click on the 10th. And at 8 p.m., the option for you to get the artist RSVP ticket will pop up. It's the only way to get onto our open mic list. Not the view RSVP, only the artist RSVP will get you onto the open mic list. Can I please talk about this workshop for a second? And if you don't want to hear from me, you can talk to MJ Blackwell afterwards. We do this every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. We do writing, we do editing, we talk about how to form a book, which we're going to get into later. Right now, we are in an editing phase. And the way we are running the workshop at this point, just in this editing phase, we're doing it for one more weekend, is we have everyone read their poem twice, not once, but twice, and then we all jump in and we speak about the poem and talk about what we like and why we like it. We don't just say, oh, good poem. Like, and then open mic, we don't really have time to sit here and break down everyone's poem. But at the workshop, we really do. We give our insights, we have questions. Some people disagree with me in terms of like giving feedback. Be like, I respect what you say, but I see it in a different way. And I love it. I love it. It's like we're workshopping our poems, but we're talking shop. It's a beautiful thing. Every Sunday, all that information can be found on nuyorican.org. Also want to talk about this Saturday, the hybrid open mic. Oh, I love this open mic. And it is made possible because of the Monday Night Online Open Mic, because it is community. When the cafe opened its doors back open, we knew that we had to have shows inside the cafe, but we didn't want to leave behind our online community. And we wanted to find a way to also expand the online community and different things that they can do. And this way they can join us with a live open mic. Our open micers are inside the cafe, and then our open micers are joining us from Zoom, and they're rocking out. We got it on the big projector screen, and it's like a cinematic experience inside the cafe. And then we have our high-powered DSL camera so that you can see what's going on in the cafe and people rocking out on there. The hybrid open mic, it is at 7, doors open at 7 p.m. No, doors open at 6:30 p.m. this Saturday. And then after we enjoy poetry for a while and we enjoy each other's company for a while, then afterwards we let loose with our karaoke after party hosted by Paul con Queso. And they have a theme this month, and it's for you to dress up. We are beginning Halloween early. Dress up however you want, whatever costume you want. Rock out to whatever song you want. I love the karaoke after party. I get to let my hair down and have a lot of fun. This Saturday, doors open at 6:30 p.m. and we are rocking out all night. With that being said, allow us to get back into the poetry, which we are here for. And we are here now with Rich Glennon. Is he in? Nope, he is not here. I hope Daddy Rich Glennon is good. He does have a young baby. I think she's now 1 or 2 years old. Got another baby on the way too. So he's handling a lot. Rich, I hope all's well with you. Can't wait to have you back. Is Brittany Knapp here? No, Ron, My steady right hand man Ron, who's on it, knows. Nope. Okay, so we're skipping Rich and Brittany, and we're going to Nick Austin, who just put his camera on. Let me unmute Nick. Now, Nick, you don't look familiar to me, but your name is familiar. Have you been on the open mic on
Yes.
Monday before?
Yes. I was in the audience the first time, and then I performed the last time I was there. It was a different host at the time. But yeah, so I performed.
That's why I may have seen you in the audience. And there was one Monday not too long ago that my brother Elemental had held it down. He was the host. So, all right, cool. Well, welcome back. This is gonna be my first time hearing you. Nick, where are you located, brother?
Tallahassee, Florida.
Ooh, okay. Now listen, I don't know exactly where Tallahassee, Florida is, but has Tallahassee been affected by the hurricane?
Oh,
Do you
no,
know
we
people?
good.
Okay,
Yeah, we good.
okay.
We like West Florida, basically. Yeah.
Okay, but it's kind of bad over on the other side of the Florida, right? Like the hurricane
Southwest,
hit.
down south, they prayers up for them. Prayers up for them.
Yes, prayers up for them. Yes. All right, Nick. So obviously you know how it is. You let the folks know they can find you online, and you got 3 minutes to set it ablaze. Go ahead. I'm ready.
All right, y'all. What's up? My name is Nick Austin. I go by the name Bars. You can find me on Instagram at Nick Austin Poetry. I did say I'm from Tallahassee, Florida, but I'm originally from Queens, New York. I'm actually about to go visit my mama this week for her birthday to Queens. What's up, New York in the house? So this poem is dedicated to my mama. Quick little thing. No offense, but my mama could beat your mama's ass. She ain't ever served no time in the military, but she's been at war her entire life, a soldier of misfortune, feeling the misery of miscommunicated missions laced with mistakes, mishaps, misgivings, and plenty mischievous misters misdirecting her with misogyny. What I'm trying to say is, if you think anyone can box with she, you can miss me with that bullshit. So many bombshell bruises have bombarded her heart that it starts to look the deepest shade of purple. Her battle scars are the only medals you'll ever find honor, but there's one formidable foe who almost made her a goner. My mama touched gloves and went multiple chemo rounds with breast cancer in the ring. Guard up and 10 toes down, never even removed her crown as she took blow after blow. She never slowed. In fact, after one time when he attacked, her face took a direct hit. She wiped her lip, smiled, and told cancer he hits like a bitch. I'm proud to say that as of this May, she is 2 years cancer-free. So if I ever ask you who would win in a fight, my mama versus anyone, there's only one correct way to answer me. Because respectfully, my mama can dog walk any mama on any day of the week that ends in Y. And if you ask me why, it's because after what she did to cancer, I know for damn sure she ain't the one to try. Thank you.
Unmute yourself and give some love for that joy.
Crystal would be proud.
Hell 'em. Shout out Bars and Lady Siren. Let's go.
Nick Austin, give him a follow at Nick Austin Poetry. Congratulations to your mom. Surviving the cancer is no joke. I've actually lost my mom's cancer. I know how it is. If the cancer don't get you, the chemo will get you. So the fact that your mom fought through that is a beautiful thing, a blessing. And it's a blessing that you recognize it as a blessing and put it out in the air. Give that man a follow at Nick Austin Poetry. And I think her government was shouted out by Lady Siren right there. But I'm not going to put Nick Austin's mother's government out there. If you want to know it and hear it, go watch this poem again on YouTube. But watch the poem first, then listen afterwards, because it's worth it. Nick Austin Poetry. Shout out to you, brother, and your family. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for allowing me to hear your poetry. I hope you keep coming back now. All right, and shout out to everyone in Florida. Shout out to everyone in Puerto Rico. These hurricanes are hurting. Shout out to the people in the Philippines. You know, a week after it hit Puerto Rico, I think about a week later, the Philippines caught it as well, man. Mother Nature is a force to be reckoned with. All right, next coming up is another force to be reckoned with, representing Jersey, Terry Rose Jertson, 1/3 of the Trinity with Nick Paleologos. Nick Paleologos is on the flyer for the karaoke flyer. It looks awesome. And the other third of the Trinity is Paul Conqueso, who's also here in the room. Shout out to him, and he hosts the karaoke. But right now, we don't care about either of those brothers, at least not for the next 3 minutes, because we just want to hear Terry Rose Jurtson. And then after her poem, we're going to go back to Loving Them Dudes, because they're awesome. Terry, let the folks know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
You can find me on Facebook under Teresa Rose Jurtson, and you can find me on Instagram under the new title, The Chameleon Poetic. I'm not going to say why Instagram is messed up, but okay, here we go. Barely breathing from the chokehold, mansplaining, expletive excuse for love, and yet the furthest thing from it. Beyond full circle to the opposite end of spectrum, you lie. You accuse me of not loving you, when your excuse for abuse is a deception. You keep sending smoldering eyes, watering from the smoke, Smokey the Bear, bearing unrelenting hugs, unrequested, unappreciated, ungrateful, undressed, naked, unable or unwilling to leave me alone. Making stupid excuses to follow behind, in front, on the side of me. Don't you understand, or will you never? I asked you to leave me alone. I need time to myself. And the more you deny or refuse to hear it, the more I resent your presence. And you accusing me of not loving you every time because you can't see the forest from the trees. Only you can stop forest fires applies here. I will burn this mother down. My eyes see red, my face burns, arms tighten, my stomach a pit, my breath is fire. And I swear to you, I will light this matchstick up with one disgusted exhale.
Fire! Mute yourselves. Give it up for Terry Rose Jurtson.
Terry.
And better not mess with Terry.
Tell him. Exhale all that fire.
That was fire.
Tell him, Terry.
You caught that, right, MJ? I caught that too. And if y'all didn't catch it, go replay it on YouTube. Terry Rose Jurtson. Terry, put your info into the chat so that people can give you a fire. And I don't know what happened to your Instagram. I can only assume that you were offered a link that, yep, they got you. Enough said, enough said, enough said. We love you, Terry. Terry Rose Jurtson, a mainstay member of this community. All right, let us now get to our next poet, Alex, Amy, Kiss. Let me unmute them. And they have signed up last week, but then had to bail on us. I hope all is well with you, Alex. I am glad that you're back. Let the folks know where they can find you online, and it's your turn to light it up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just dropped everything in the chat, but my Insta also on here, alex.amy.kist. Yeah, so glad that I could actually be here this week. And I'm following the theme, shockingly. So I have a breakup poem and then one that's a little spicier. So I like to think of it as the duality of fuck you. So my first one here is called Your Own Reflection. You always murmured, your head hitting the pillow, that if you didn't get out of our old do-nothing town by 21, you never would. Said nothing would look more like the darkest corners of hell than your mother's doorframe, than suffocating under hoarded newspapers in her living room. The words tasted like sunrise, cumulus clouds, golden gates as I kicked you out of my New York apartment, ending your short-term migration, wings clipped upon your arrival, back to that damn threshold, just months from your 22nd birthday. I hope, my darling, that you die there, but not more than I hope you live. I hope you live waking to the same streets, the gradual degradation of potholes, your only evidence that each day is not some cruel loop of time. No, I hope you come to see your home for all its beauty. See each wave crashing on the shore, the majesty of every hue the sunset has to offer, and grow bitter at how even our old do-nothing town shines brighter than you. I hope you find yourself face to face with your father, the villain of the narrative you so carefully craft. Raise your fist to strike him, your knuckles split and crying, a mirror shattering before you. And this next one is called The Only Time My Mind Goes Blank is with your hands on my hips descending. There is a moment before your mouth descends, the pulse of breath against tender flesh, when my body craves for you to mold your name into my skin, scrape teeth and tongue and engrave initials like sweethearts to embark, mark me. Turn my porcelain to raspberries and raspberries to blue, make me yours. With that laugh scoffed into my center as my chest quickens, back crescented against blue sheets, turn me into the moon. Imprinted with a man's face, your face, make me see stars and echo their calling. My rupture, the only thing that can lead to its fading, so go a little slower. Make it last a little longer before I break, before you pull back all the pieces to make me.
Unmute yourselves, give some love to Alex.
Wow.
Alex.
Alex.
Oh,
Nice.
bring it.
Alex Amy Kist. Alex.aim.kiss. K-I-S-T. Go give them a follow. Alex, you need to be here more often. I'm enjoying your poetry. All right. We've only heard, I think it's like only the second time, third time we may have heard you, but I'm enjoying it. Please keep bringing it back. Look at that. MJ Blackwell is smiling in a cab or an Uber listening to your poetry. You need to come back. Go give Alex a follow and remind them that they need to come back to the Monday Night Online Open Mic so that MJ Blackwell can enjoy her trip home, whether it's a cab or Uber or Lyft or whatever. Like Uber's not sponsoring us, all right? So we got to name the competitors as well until they start sponsoring us. All right. Now we are going to a special collaboration here. We have a fantastic poet who is staying up late in the UK to come hang out with us, even though he is 5 hours ahead of where I am in New York City. 5 hours ahead. That means it's like 2:30 in the morning. And right now he is going to collaborate with another fantastic poet who is 3 hours. I am 3 hours ahead of. So there's an 8-hour difference between both of these gentlemen right now. One of them, it's well past their bedtime. They've already eaten dinner and dessert. One of them hasn't even gotten to dinner yet because they are busy hanging out with us. And that is Lantern Carrier in the UK and my man Elemental on the left coast. Lantern Carrier, you first let the people know they can find you online. And Elemental, you let them know. And then whatever collab you brothers got for us, we here for it.
Thank you. I'll put the info in the chat afterwards. The impact of words.
Please.
Kemlin said that my poems are iridescent tapestries, words woven into verse, capturing the natural and spiritual world, wooing every reader with my love songs. Alexandra Antakis weaves the pageantry of light with the visual art, bewitching music, and enchanting meditations. When I did my refugee poem, a man ran all the way from the back and kissed me. When I started Amazing Grace to end my Black History poem, the audience stood, sang, and gave me a standing ovation. We may not know the impact of the wordsmith on one's state of mind. Paul Skiff, in the spirit of Miguel Agarin, sings a melody taken from a manuscript in heaven. My heart cried on reading once of a woman on the verge of suicide. She heard the magical and lyrical flow of music, the streams of living bars from a bard, and changed her mind. Advocates' eloquence caresses the pearl in the marine bed. Mariela pays homage to his charisma. Diana Ward rises and waltzes with dawn, singing enthralling songs of the Nazarene. Ron Mark said to the sunflower, "Peace be with you, my radiant sister." Gustav kisses our hearts at twilight and says, "Good night, my kindred spirits. We'll meet again mañana." Messiah whispered to silence, make me a servant, O love." And Ray Jane calligraphed love lines on her golden garments, offering her heart as a sacrifice to this cause. Each sweet word spoken, each charming gesture released, kisses the spirit of the one for whom it was intended. La Bruja cascades roses to stars, bathing in the heavens on moonlit evenings. Elemental and Conqueso both carve our emotions with words drawn like weapons, weave a tapestry in the soul so beautiful that our tears become a raiment for the beloved. May we all toast to words in the bewildering springs of Jordan. Lantern says, "When I was lost in my darkness, it was the wizard of words, D. Allen, that set me free. Generalissimo became a soothing artist, scribbling love songs on my heart, some contour and unmesh, banging the drums of 1,000 victories in my soul."
Because some days life can get a little wicked. So it is we see in pure color, let our pens paint tales of magic as we wreak havoc on solemn days where Monday seems light years away. But the fight song, that glorious flowing energizer sent to turn up temperatures, so fire, man, fire for fire, man, we Fahrenheit. Part centigrade, cold as ice, frozen tundras, let DG lead the way with warrior stories of survival, start the revival, bring church of pulmonality where Jersey Jesus welcomes all who enter in the house of passion with 3 words, one of us. Such a circus, one becomes all in all for one who needs to see. So Whitney, paint advocates on blank canvas called revolt, where colors become granite strong enough to hold on through feelings of withdrawn. So we wild card every game. Keep your brim low like that Marshall Rivera game. Keep them vibrant membranes wrapped in divine thoughts. Keep windows, if soul, closed for those that seek to suffocate our purpose. So we Deadpool those mutants. See right through the mass of ignorant taskmasters with laser precision, such poetic vision, like daughters of Krypton, we superheroes, transform our afflictions with sharpened pens, mark hurt our addictions into Georgia's sweet reasons to keep finding our ways to sobriety, Gina Nepa toxicity, and make it stunning, cool as cool running, or Bianca coming through with that West Coast new hype hieroglyphics, 93 till infinity. Will be rocking these FBs, WTs, and IGs. Can't forget about Tumblr, where daddies get Glennon with poems from the kitchen. We cooking soul, seasoned with blessings for each word written, for each word given in the name of healing, or finding our verses in mirrors that read books, or Beanie Goddess jump offs, or to our lighthouse writers representative. We poet talk in genius dialects of revolution or evolution, dip our pens in MJ Blackwells of freedom, and scribe righteous into vile existence. Thanks to all of you, we write in stardust to brighten endless empty nights where terror reigns. We remain resilient thanks to the brilliance of your burn into light through your ferocious poetry. Please continue to inspire our community. This is Elemental and Lantern Carrier. Peace.
Woo! Y'all ate that.
All right. Excellent.
Fire. You're fire.
Yeah.
Elemental and Lantern Carrier. I love the collab. They're 8-hour difference. That's what I love about this online verse that we got. we could make something like this happen. For those who didn't catch the references or may be new to the community, the brothers, what they did is they just wrote a poem referencing a ton of the poets that are here in the community. So as you get to know the community, you could come back and you could watch this poem on Facebook and YouTube. Right now, go give Lantern Carrier a follow. Lantern, make sure you put your info into the chat. You can find Elemental through his website, elemental.com. When you spell elemental, you take out the T and you put in the number 2. Lantern Carrier and Elemental, a couple of mainstays here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. I appreciate you brothers very much. Love it. Entertaining. All right. I am not going to be a fool and have anyone follow that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 things right here, right? 1, those of you who want to join us on hybrid, and you can only join us via Zoom because you are not in New York City. Only in Zoom, you can hit up Ron Mark Thompson right now. Just send him your name and your email address. That's it. Just your name and your email address. While you were doing that, we thankfully have Paul Conqueso put on some clothes, not too many, some clothes, and he is our host of the karaoke, which is gonna be after hybrid this Saturday. I quickly wanted to let y'all know what you can expect at karaoke because he's running the show. Paul, what can we expect this Saturday with the after party?
Saturday at the karaoke after party, about half an hour after the hybrid show ends. We rearrange the room, we get the vibe jumping, everybody gets a drink who's drinking, and we jump on stage and we straight up make a fool out of ourselves. Like Advocate likes to say, if you have political ambitions or aspirations, throw that shit out the window because you're going on the stage and you're gonna straight make a fool out of yourself, have a story, have a duet or a trio or an 8-person collab while the dance floor breaks out into cascading. So this month, since it's October, our theme is characters and costumes. Come dressed in your favorite costume or cosplay. Come ready to sing a song from a soundtrack, a theme song, or just sing whatever tickles your fancy, but come dressed for the occasion. And that's going to be rocking October 8th from 9:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. If you buy tickets to hybrid in person, you get admission to the karaoke for free. If you want to buy tickets just for karaoke, it's 10 at the door and it's 5 for a Zoom link online. I hope I see y'all there. Thank you, RMT. You got my back. And the Lantern Carriers killed it, y'all. I'm dubbing them. They're the storm carriers, y'all. Thank you, brother. Back to you, Advocate.
Storm Carriers, I like that. If you want more information, because I know his audio is a little bit messed up, you can see right there in his Zoom box, you can give him a follow at Paul Conqueso. The flyer and the information is up on his page. Paul Conqueso. And when you spell queso, that's with a Q. Q-U-E-S-O. You see it right there in his Zoom box. Appreciate you, Paul. Go ahead. You can turn your video off, take your clothes off, do whatever it is that you're doing because you are our honey trap. Keep working on it. We like to call him our honey trap. Shout out to Gustav Salas. I don't know when he came in the room. He's not on the open mic list, but shout out to him for coming here and giving us love. I appreciate you. You know, sometimes I miss people because I'm so worried about not missing Whitney Salgado. This poor woman would come on and show us so much love all the time, and I always be like, oh my God, I forgot to shout her out. She was here. And then like I make sure I see her, I shout her out right away. I'm so focused on it. Shout out to Whitney Salgado. Okay, let us get back to the poetry because we got some more fire for you. We got a beautiful fire for you. We got the poet Beautiful Fire, who I think we're gonna call her a mainstay member of this community because this is like the 3rd or 4th time she's on here. All right, I don't think she's going anywhere, folks. Beautiful Fire, a pleasure to have you back. Let the folks know where they can find you online, and then we ready for your flames.
It is an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me. You all can find me at I Am Beautiful Fire across all social media platforms, as well as wearegodsimage.com/beautiful fire. I look forward to continuing to flame on with each and every one of you. So check me out on those particular websites and social media handles. Okay, so I have 2 pieces for you guys. Today I have number 1, Our Own Warm Touch. And this is kind of on theme for the whole National Boyfriend thing, because there was a time in my life where I thought that somebody outside of me can bring me value, but I know that it's all within. So I am my own everything that I've ever wanted another person outside of me to do. So The days where we crave the sweet warm touch of those outside of us cease to amaze. Amazingly, we now see, stunned by our own electricity, we've arrived, alive to our own inward capabilities. Campfire queens, we've come to eat. We've come to be sweet. Where loving s'mores are infinite, all layers are complement. We are the warmth, we are the fire. So that's piece number one. And then I have piece number two, and this one is titled Maestro. Maestro, conduct for us a song with melodic abilities, clef note, rapid fire agilities. Let's go. To view up close the waves of the maestro that tell us when to sing high, sing low, just right, go, go, let's go. To listen close to the waves of the maestro, composed to refine, purify, notes played on high. Truly, this is orchestra defined. Let's gather around Maestro's baton to hear our flames play on with melodic abilities, clef notes, rapid fire agilities. Let's stay to listen close to the songs of the Maestro, composed to refine, purify, notes played on high. Thank you.
Give it up for I Am Beautiful Fire, beautiful fire.
Fire. That's how you flame on indeed. Let's go.
Period.
Go.
Beautiful fire, mainstay member of this community. You could give her a follow at I Am Beautiful Fire. Make sure you go and you give her a follow. Mainstay member of this community. Also, shout out to Jeff Cottrell. I don't know if I shouted him out, but I see that he was here. Shout out to Jeff Cottrell. I'll make sure that I mention him. But go give Beautiful Fire a follow at I Am Beautiful Fire. So we've got 2 poets left, and this next poet, I am informed, comes from South Africa, KMA. And I also believe that a member of our community, Diane Ward, had read one of your poems. I believe. Yep. Did you get to see it? Did you go on Facebook? Yep. Okay. Yep. Awesome. The poem was fire. So I'm excited to hear your voice. So is it true you're in South Africa?
Yes, I am. I'm trying not to make too much noise because it's about to be about 4 a.m. Yeah, it's about 3:45.
Whoa, 3:45 in the morning. Okay. We won't wake up the neighbors, all right? Because we want you to come back. So everyone, all right, use your inside voice when we give it up for KMA. So let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's get into your fire. Welcome to Mondays. Thank you so much for staying up so late to hang out with us.
Thank you so much. So funny story is I had a power nap before this because I had to check your time frame, how much time, the time zones. And I'm like, oh no, we're no longer 7 hours, we're 6 hours ahead of you. And it was crazy. So I just had a power nap for like 2 hours. And then I woke up like somebody woke me up from the dead. I was like, am I late? But with all that being said, thank you very much for the warm welcome. I'm so glad and I'm blessed that I finally got a space on here, because when I tried the last time, it was so difficult to get a space. Thank you as well to Miss Diana Ward. If it wasn't for her sharing as well, I wouldn't have really known about the space. I would have still been sleeping at 3 a.m. So it's worth staying up. You can find me on all social media platforms as Kimberly KMA Anderson. That's on Instagram, that's on Facebook, YouTube as well. Everything is Kimberly KMA Anderson. So I'm going to share one piece from my book. And it's crazy because this, I think, is the only piece that I have related more or less to the theme. And I had fun writing this piece when I wrote it the first time. This is before, if I didn't deal with some things before my husband became, he was my boyfriend and then he became my husband. Sorry. It's been almost 9 years. So if I didn't deal with some undealt with things, this piece relate to a lot of toxicity in our relationship. So this piece is entitled When He Said He Wanted All of Me. When he said he wanted all of me, he should have been more specific. Or he could have just been straight up and said, from a scale of 1 to 1,000, where does your crazy meter stop? See, so I would know how much of my crazy he could handle. Do I literally need to bust the windows out your car or just walk around the house with a knife in my hand singing, the boy is mine? Throw your phone across the room and watch the broken pieces satisfy the psycho in me. When he said he wanted all of me, I don't think he was ready for my mood swings, like the leave me alone, but I'm gonna miss you after 5 seconds kind of mood, or let me just lay on your chest and then ask you about the chick that greeted you in the grocery store just to hear if your heart skips a beat. When he said he wanted all of me, he failed to see past my flirtatious smile and inviting eyes, my sweet voice and pink lips. He didn't see beyond the scars left from the past, hadn't fully healed yet. And the book of trust issues I had to stand on every time I had to stand on my tippy toes just to kiss his lips, just wondering who had kissed them in the past 24 hours. When he said he wanted all of me, I know he wasn't ready for the days that sit in perfect silence. Not mad, but just tired of hearing the sound of my own voice from telling him of how I needed him to love me. Like, love me now, love me good, love me later, but 10 times more than before. When he said he wanted all of me, he failed to realize I had a past before him. So when the whispers on the street start and say, hey, boy, your girl was a hoe. Tell me, which version of me would you love more? The one who now seeks for full transparency, or the hoe the streets once knew me to be? Can you look beyond the stains and still call me beautiful? When he said he wanted all of me, I'm 100% sure he never saw the old suitcase on his way in, with the big sign saying daddy issues, and the one behind it said baby daddy issues. A matter of fact, you walk right past the sign in the door that said issue alerts, but instead you came right on in. It was a trap. You see, my man, I'm not sure if you're ready for the all men are dogs, or he only thinks with his penis remarks, or because the ones before you only follow the direction of their erection, refusing to use protection, and now you're left with the aftermath of crazy. See, but the truth of it all is that I'm hurt. I'm sure you saw the blood stains on your way in. I was hurt even before any man looked at me sexually and called me beautiful. See, my mama didn't scream when my daddy was leaving, or when the word on the street said he loves us more than his family. I don't think he remembered when he said, I wanted all of you, it meant till death. And life taught me that one parts from you before that, leaving you alive, but somewhat dead inside. When he said he wanted all of me, I looked at him and said, honey, you ain't ready for all of this. It's because I haven't buried the skeletons of all the ones who hurt me yet. They look at my emotional outbursts and say, she's cute but crazy though, or you need life insurance when you're messing with someone like her. But all I did was try to stop them from leaving. Maybe I could stop you the same way. When he said he wanted all of me, he needed to really fill in the description box as to how much of me he could handle. See, the reward is not the treasure found between my thighs, but the life that we could build together. So when you say, I want all of you, you need to ensure that you have read all the terms and conditions that come with falling in love with a heart that's been beaten and broken, but now classified as crazy. But even crazy could find peace, right? See, but the truth of it all is, I never really knew what love was or what love even felt like. I just tripped over my emotions a couple of times. Thank you very much.
Yo! Yo!
All right.
I didn't know you came in. I didn't know, like, 4 in the morning there, I would say you totally fucked with that. You need to be here every morning. But I know the baby's asleep. But you, woo! You know what it is, K-May. Damn!
Hashtag power nap. I was looking at Diane Ward after the poems. I looked at Diane Ward, and Diane Ward just looked into the camera like, I told y'all so. I told y'all need to listen. I told y'all so. KMA put your info into the chat so that people can follow you and they can quietly remind you to come hang out with us on Mondays where you could be quiet and all that. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then the thing that really got me with her, the thing that really got me was she talked about how she laid on his chest just to figure out if he was lying and listen to his heartbeat. I was like, oh, she really did that. That's not something you just think of and put in a poem. You really did that. Ooh. Welcome to the Monday night online open mic or the Tuesday morning online open mic for you. Please come back. Please take power naps. Please, lose sleep to hang out with us because you are entertaining and inspiring. KMA. Ooh, thank you, Diane Ward. Thank you to everyone. This community is fantastic because we keep finding so many poets, not necessarily because they're finding us through the New Eurekan, but because of you in the community going and you're telling other people, yo, you're fire. You need to come hang out on Mondays. Yo, you're fire. You need to come hang out on Thursdays. Hey, we're down to our last poet. If you have really enjoyed yourself tonight, not only do I hope to see you on Monday, but Thursday night at 9 p.m., Ray Jane hosts our Thursday night online open mic. They don't have any themes, but what they do have is poetry like us, and they've got music and they've got comedy. We like to say Mondays is the circus, where we stay up really late, like KMA. I love it. And then Thursdays is the therapy, okay? Ray Jane is really good with giving that love. She has this saying that I love. She said it. She says, don't leave any love behind. We're giving you a lot of love. Don't leave any love behind. I love when Ray J says that. Ray Jane said it, not me. Gotta make sure I give credit to her. Okay. With that being said, someone who took a power nap but overnapped on his power nap, but now he is here so that because we had to skip him because he wasn't here, and that is my man, Mr. Rich Glennon. Let me unmute him. Rich, are you there, brother? There you are. I see your face. Listen, man. Listen, we do this at 8 o'clock, all right? You saw what KMA did, right? She made sure to get up that time before her power nap. You're power napping through this. Brother, it is a pleasure to see you. I don't know if you missed it, but Elemental and Lantern Carrier, they had done this collab piece. They mentioned people in the community. And not only had they mentioned about you performing from the kitchen, but they mentioned Tumblr because you're the only one in this community that still has a Tumblr. And they mentioned Tumblr. You were mentioned twice in that poem. Make sure you go and rewatch it. But right now, let the people know they can find you online, and let's get into your poetry, Rich Daddy Glennon.
I caught that. Yes, I ended my I got into a cycle of eating pistachios, and I just was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. I was like, oh my God, it's Monday night, New Eurekan. Yeah. So, well, hopefully after this open mic, we'll have Uber and Tumblr as New Eurekan sponsors. Tumblr, I sense a comeback. Anyway, just two short poems. This one is new, and then the second one is old. This one's called Kid. A pug is all eyes in his Subaru SUV, astonished that any of this is happening. And though he's sitting in the middle seat, his face is forever smushed against the window. All right. And the second one is called Typo. While trying to type authentic, my phone auto-corrected the misspelled word to arthritic. What began as an intention to discuss who I really am, my authentic self, veered into a forecast of my arthritic self, who I will be when I'm old and osteoporosis stomps through bones, once exceptional. But this poem isn't even about that anymore. It's about a typo, what I meant to say and what I actually said. It's about an accident I made a minute ago, which is life, I suppose. A series of things that go as planned as well as unplanned. And I suppose it's also life to get old by mistake while trying to express who you truly are. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Rich Clinton, y'all.
Rich.
Wow. Nice.
Such a mainstay here, man. Like, you know what I mean?
So great.
Come on.
So
Always
great.
good to hear you, Rich.
A mainstay member of this community, Mr. Rich Glennon. We knew it's Rich Daddy Glennon. We knew him when he was Rich Daddy to be Glennon, and we knew him when he was just Rich Glennon. Make sure you go give him a follow. I know he's on Instagram and on Tumblr. And shout out to Tumblr. I got no hate for Tumblr when I said he was the only one who uses it, because when I ask everyone to share where they can follow you online, he's the only one who mentions Tumblr. But apparently Holly Good uses Tumblr as well, and Deadpan Lizzie uses Tumblr. We didn't know. Y'all never mentioned it. And it is now a thing here in my house, because here Mariella is checking up. Apparently she had a few Tumblr pages and now she's looking them up. So if you really want to be curious, go look up Mariella Salazar on Tumblr, or Cambridge, Mariella Cambridge, or Salazar Cambridge, whatever it is. What it is. War on Sound. Well, if you didn't hear me, go look it up on YouTube, replay it, and go look her up on Tumblr. You can't delete it now. Don't delete it. Listen, I'm only going to have 5 minutes to be able to hold her back from deleting this, so go check it out. Which is awesome, because we are at the end of our open mic right now. What a fantastic night. Please check out newrican.org. We got so many things going on. We're going to have more things coming for our online community as well. I hope to see you at Hybrid. I hope to see you Thursday night on the online open mic. Of course, give me a follow. My info is right there at Advocate of Wordz. And I don't know where I'm going to be streaming from in the apartment. Right now, we're still getting things together. I'm literally sitting in my bed in my boxer shorts. It's probably too much to tell you. But that's what I'm doing right now. Right here is Mariella deleting her Tumblr page because she's afraid everyone's going to go check it out. And I appreciate y'all listening to my mouth all night long. And as you know, we always end the night with someone from the community, because this really is community. Even though I'm hosting, this really is a community thing. The community brings in other poets, and I get to talk with them, and I love it. And we always like to end with a different voice from the community. So tonight we're going to end the night off with a voice who doesn't get heard because she doesn't really share her poetry, but she always comes and she gives love. So I said, "You're ending tonight." And she said, "Okay, I'll try." And she's going to do the damn thing. Denisha, the people have heard enough of me. Take us home, sis.
Okay. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be as imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Aguirre into your home. This has been Monday Night Online Open Mic, presented by the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, hosted by Advocate of Wordz. On behalf of the community tonight, I, Denisha Kirksey, would like to say good night, sweet poet.